Get ready to dive into the world of academia and social change. Welcome to an exclusive interview series brought to you by South Asia Research Institute for Minorities. I'm Heman, Senior Research Associate. Today I have an incredible guest with us, Nithya Kothenmaril. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. She's not just your average scholar. Nithya is a dynamic doctoral candidate at Dublin City University's School of Law and Government. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. With a Master of Philosophy degree from the prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences in Mumbai, India, and a master's degree from Mahatma Gandhi University. Nithya's academic journey is already impressive, but it does not stop here. Before embarking on her PhD adventure, Nithya rolled up her sleeves as a research officer at the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, India, setting the stage for her incredible work in the field. Her research interests, they are both powerful and profound: caste, gender, and political participation in South India. Today, she is a recipient of a postgraduate research scholarship funded by the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Dublin City University. The heart of her academic pursuit beats strongly in her thesis at Dublin City University, where she dwells into the experiences of elected Dalit women representatives in the local self-government institution in Kerala, India. Get ready for an illuminating conversation that promises to shed light on the world that deserves our attention. Welcome, Nithya. I hope you're doing great. So I will get started by asking a question. Nithya, you have an interesting academic background. You started in mathematics and then moved into the social work and now focusing on caste, gender, and politics. What sparked your interest in researching these topics?
Okay. At first, I have to, genuinely appreciate for your kind introduction. It's a lot, and I thank the institute for giving me this opportunity. And about the question, yeah, I took some, interesting turns in my academic paths. Uh, Basically, for first generation scholars or students. Uh, we don't have someone to tell us if you go for the study you'll be you will get a good career. So those kind of backup was not there for me, like not even anyone in my extended family. Everyone was doing at that time, and also there was if we have good scores in our 10th grade, like all was going for science background, and I also did the same, and I started with science, and then I finished my bachelor's in mathematics. Then I realized it's not a place for me, but I don't regret because Max gave me a, a, a way to think properly, to do research properly, because that problem solving capacity we get through doing mathematics is really helped me throughout my research career later. And after finishing my bachelor's degree, I joined for a master's in social work. uh, then I finished directly. I joined for a research project with the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. During that time, I uh, also planned for a higher degree, and then I joined for MPhil in social work at Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Luckily, I got the junior research fellowship also. So that really helped me to shift to Mumbai and have a life there, because it's not that easy to go to test from a place where I born, because uh, I born in Palakkad district in Kerala, and where people know more about each and everyone must be knowing communist, but they don't really talk about caste or gender. Those kind of movements were very limited in my area, and so basically I also didn't had much information about the issues even though I was facing, or like I was going through all those, but I was not really informed about the, I didn't had that language to articulate about the issues which I was going through. But the scholarship which I, even the, the learning process I went through in tests, like that made me more to, critically think about caste and gender, and also, yeah, from this I started my journey towards, studying about caste and gender, or like the community where I belongs to, the women, like, of my community. Yeah, that
So,
was the journey.
yeah, I totally agree with you, Nithya. I mean, it's really fascinating to know how your academic journey has led you to such critical research at the end of the day. Your current research looks at the experiences of elected, especially elected Dalit women in local government in Kerala, India. Why did you choose to focus
Yeah.
specifically on Dalit women? I mean, there are the Dalit mains. What unique perspective do you think they bring to the local governance?
My prior work experiences primarily centered around, the women engagement in community level activities. So my master's research was based on the community women health workers, and also I studied about women who were engaged in like self-help groups, like which is popularly known in Kerala as Kudumbashri. And so I wanted to study on, women who are working in community level for my MPhil degree also. And as I said, like my reading on caste and gender also developed meanwhile. So when I looked about the studies or the discourses on Dalit women, so it was limited in Kerala actually. So yeah, we know in India, like we have a lot of academic discourse going on, but like in Kerala, it was comparatively very less. So I decided to, look into the like the Dalit women issue in Kerala mainly. Then when I looked into specifically, so yeah, when I was looking at the work which is done in outside Kerala, so in those like studies which I have seen, Dalit woman as an inefficient actor, some of the studies were focusing in that way. When we talk about Kerala, it is, the so-called progressive state, and it says that, it gives equal opportunity for everyone, or it treats people equal. Yeah, at that juncture, I wanted to look into, how Dalit women are treated uh, in Kerala. I know because being a Dalit woman, I know how I was getting treated, or then like I wanted to do a research on, how Dalit women in local governance, like how they are getting treated, or what was their experience being in local governance institutions.
Nithya, just your choice is not just compelling, but it is a unique. And I appreciate the fact that you focus on the unique insights Dalit women can offer in local governance rather than the men. You conducted
Yeah,
interviews, I'm sure, with elected Dalit women representatives in Kerala's local government institution. Can you tell us a bit
yeah.
about who you interviewed and what you learned from their personal experiences?
Okay, yeah. So basically, so my research setting was in Palakkad. Palakkad is a district in Kerala. So Palakkad has, the highest Dalit population in Kerala. So I interviewed both Dalit men and women, and non-Dalit men and women, because they all interact in the same system, and their experiences, like relate to each other. So I interviewed all of them, but the thing is, I can't tell like which all uh, panchayat which I have, chose, because like yeah, that will be a problem, because some of the data which I got was like very sensitive. And yeah, it's like a confidentiality is there, so like I can't talk about which panchayat, but yeah, still those women. So the experiences which I got when I was talking to these women, uh, so they were talking about, how the system is controlling them, and like what are, the how the system is subordinating them, like, the subordination they are facing in the institution. And also, uh, yeah, there were, many incidents where like women were telling like they were, going through surveillance from the so it's all, so there are interviews where women were telling, even we go out, like they used to ask. So this something like their sexuality is controlled and their morality is questioned. So it's basically they are controlling them. So uh, like if people hear about this experience, or like, oh, you may be exaggerating, but no, it's like their real life experiences were there. So yeah, but this thing is like this Dalit women, they actually try to uh, sometimes challenge this system, and they even try to make their presence visible. And there are like experiences where uh, Dalit women even get threat of being you know so yeah, all those issues were like very prominent, were in this interviews I was doing. So yeah.
Yeah, Dalit women face 10x discrimination and atrocities than the Dalit man in India. It's truly eye-opening to
Hmm.
hear about the first-hand experiences of these remarkable women. Thank you for sharing their stories, Nithya. I was struck by reading your paper by examples of discrimination these women still face, even their own political parties. Could you share some examples that the women you interviewed provided about the challenges they faced within their own political parties?
Uh, so basically, the party structure itself is, it has a patriarchal nature. So even if we look at the statistics, like we can understand that, the number of women in these organization will be very, less in number. So it's like the whole decision is made by men, and the men will be like, I'm not saying the whole men, it's like, the privileged group will be making the decisions. And the women, and also the Dalit women, they have to, reiterate only, the decisions made in the political parties. So basically, it's a patriarchal, you know, system where it's like women, yeah, they have to inside the home and also outside the home. So it's like private and public, like they have to go through this patriarchal structure, and they have to always fight against this structure. So it's like there is no much changes still, the number of women in the official, the executive committees will be very less. And
Yeah, I understand how we are living in a 21st century and still women are being controlled or dominated by the men. I wanted to switch
Mhm.
the gear and ask about the caste census debate in India. Why is getting accurate data on caste populations so crucial, and where do you stand on the debate about conducting a caste census like the recent we have seen in Bihar? In your view, how might an updated caste census help provide supportive policies and programs for Dalits?
Yeah, well, it's a great question to ask at this moment, because I strongly support caste census, because it will give a picture of who holds the power and who holds the resources. So yeah, recently I have seen a video clipping where Rahul Gandhi was asking, like in a press meet, so like how many Dalits are there here in this, in the reporters? So there was no one, and also, uh, is there any OBCs? But there was nobody. So that is, the reality actually. Uh, we wherever we, even look at the judiciary, look at the, politics, wherever we see, like we can see that the number of Dalits or OBCs, Adivasis will be very less. So we should know, like uh, you know the statistics to prove that, because always numbers speaks, because numbers can give us a, the reality of the whole issues. Still, like we haven't got like all the details from the Bihar caste census report. So like, and also when we there are if we do like a caste census in other states as well, like it's going to have very uh, difficult pictures from different other states. And I I'm sure that if it done in Kerala, it's going to be a very problematic picture is going to come out, because uh, with our bare eyes we can see that all the positions, or even the legal section, or the like law and order, it's all owned, like the upper caste is mainly uh, appointed in those positions. Like mostly, people who are there in decision making will be always from a privileged community. So all these data we need to really tell that uh, yeah, we have issue, because till that we don't actually, the privileged or the upper caste, they don't take it, because they don't want to actually uh, talk about caste or have a discussion on caste, because they knows that it's going to be a worst a report, or worst picture, if we really bring about the whole picture. So I believe that this if we have really the data through the caste census, uh, it will help to make some policies, or and also we can really understood like how much this affirmative action, or the existing policies are successful or not, or like through this affirmative action how many are uh, there in position now. So all those things we will understand through this, because we know that like many of our IITs or IIMs, or like most of the higher education institute, the number of um, faculties, or like number of professors or assistant professors from Dalit community or Adivasi community or OBCs is very less. And in Kerala it's like it's the same. And yeah, so we should need caste census, and it will give a lot of uh, insight into like how our development has to go forward, or uh, it basically gives how 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 uh, the people are really getting treated in a a country where we talk about equality, uh, yeah, that's it.
Nithya, your insights on the importance of accurate caste data and the debate surrounding is are thought-provoking. So my question is, do you see anytime soon a caste census happening in Kerala? If it is
Uh,
conducted here, what would be the results and what will be the concluding?
uh, the thing is, I like, yeah, it's all the judiciary has to take up, those things. But yeah, we all are raising voices for having caste census, because after from the last 2011 census itself was saying, more than 55 percentage of Dalits are still living in colonies. Those colonies are, they don't even have 5 cents of land. So there are people like living in less than 1 cent of land. Like there are people don't even have ownership of land. So but we can see the opposite also, like people who owns acres of land. And yeah, this disparity has to come out, then only we can talk about. And still, whenever we start about talking reservation and all those things or affirmative action, they will say, oh yeah, you have this much of like reservation for the job, like then why you are I have got I heard a lot of times saying that, oh, you have reservation, why you have to worry about it, you will get job. So that, like, I think all the, Dalit student must have gone through that question, or Adivasi must have gone through the question. Oh, you have a reservation. You don't have to worry about your future. You will get everything. And so we are fed up of that actually. So we should know like how many, you know, Dalits are there in the universities, or how many Dalits owns land, or like how many Dalits are uh, in the government offices or in the politics. So we need the data, but I don't know like whether it is going to happen anytime soon. It's a like, but we need it. We really needed to show how the progressiveness is still there, because it's always saying that Kerala is a very progressive state, and it treats the people, equal. And yeah, we need that to happen very soon.
Anita, as you mentioned about the reservation, I heard that some argue that reservation in India should be based on the economic criteria rather than the caste. What is your perspective on this debate based on the experiences of the Dalit women you have reached, or your own experience as you just talked about?
With no doubt, I it should be on caste, because reservation is based on caste. It's not on economic criterias, because it is like what we are saying is the reservation is to eliminate the caste monopolies on access to resources. So but the upper caste people, they doesn't wanted to actually talk about this, because they knows that if you talk about caste, then it's going to be a rivalry actually. So in my research, when I was looking at the Dalit women, I have seen that the upper caste women, they have always access, or they had time to be with the voters, or the community they are serving. But the Dalit women who are as elected member, they had to think about a family to feed. So they have to go for work. They won't be having, enough time to be with the voters or have enough time to really spend, time on the, political activities. If they are doing that, they are, compromising some other things. So, but the upper caste or the privileged people, they have, they have the privilege of their caste, and also they have the resources, so they can easily engage in the political activities. And so all these women were, telling, the education or the uh, resources they have. So all that matters actually. So for getting education and also for, having enough time to spend, it's all depend on, how much resources they are holding. So for Dalit women, it was always a, a struggle.
So that's a conscious debate, and your research sheds light on this, Nithya, and I appreciate that. Your research also indicates that the violence against Dalit women declined political participation. In what ways could the Indian government better prevent atrocities and discrimination to protect the rights of Dalit women or Dalit in particular?
I think the problem is with, who hold the power. So we are living in a, place where the money or the power can buy anything. Even the, if the offender or, the person who did the sexual assault, if they have enough money and or like they have access to, or they have good connections with the judiciary, they are easily, getting out of the like problems. But yeah, we know that, how many rape cases are, or like sexual assault cases are going to be, ending into conviction. No, it's like, less than 10% is happening only, because it's the privileged people, they have the access to all the resources, and also they have connection to the judiciary system. They can actually, they can buy it. So that thing is, like there are actually several cases with, nobody did the offense, and but at the end the women or the Dalit woman is died, but nobody knows who did. So this is all happening because of, the, yeah, all these systems, the law and order or the judiciary, the legislative system or the political parties, they all have the privileged people, not, the representative of Dalits or Adivasis or OBCs. So it's, I don't know, like how to, maybe some, uh, you know, I don't know, we have rules and regulations, and should we do it like make it more stricter? I don't know. Will it
Yeah.
will it make any difference? Like the best thing is like we should need representatives of each community in the, legislation or, judiciary. Like we need representatives of every community. Otherwise, if it is only in the hands of the privileged people, it's going to be, the same. So we need an equitable, distribution of resources among the people.
Yeah, it's crucial to address these concerns, Nithya. How do you think greater Dalit women's participation in local governance impacts policy making and implementation, especially relating to Dalit communities and women's right issues?
The thing is, Dalit women should not be only in the receiving end, but now, like, we are treated as always in the receiving end. We should not ask questions, or we should not participate in the decision making, or we we have to just be silent and receive whatever they are saying. But it should change. Actually, we need actually the voices of Dalit women, Dalit men, and like all of us voices has to be heard. Then only there will be changes. And uh, I hope if there is a place with equal representation of each and every community, uh, will make some differences. So yeah, that's what I think about it.
Yeah, I think the impact of their participation is very significant. I'm eager to know
Mhm.
and hear on how the policies changes they can drive change. What advice would you give to the young Dalit women interested in pursuing leadership position just like yours, or affecting change through political participation?
For me, from the research which I did, so most of these women, they have told me that if you have education, or if you have the language to speak about the issues you are facing, or if you have enough, if you are vocal enough to talk about what you need, or what are the current issues that we are facing, so that make a change. So I would really tell the girls, like the young generation, to pursue education, go for higher education, get educated, and through that we will get our language to speak, or like we'll get the language to articulate our needs, or like what the as we said, like the consensus. So we we need that data, or we need the language to speak about what we are facing, or like what we are going through. So definitely go get educated, then do it. So yeah, that's what I, or like my research participants was also telling the same. I learned it actually from them, and also I am doing it. Like I am pursuing PhD now. It's like I believe education gives us some kind of a voice to talk about, or it gives us some, yeah, the privilege at the end. Yeah.
That's very true. I can record that education can give you the privilege and
Yeah.
your own voice to speak up. Looking
Yeah.
ahead, what do you see as the most important areas of focus in ensuring more equitable, inclusive politics and governance in India's future?
I think in the future, without addressing caste, or economic disparities, or gender disparities, caste discrimination, or economic, inequalities, we can't go forward without addressing these things. We should focus on these issues, and the meantime, we have to educate the, yeah, we should give education to, uh, as we we don't have to always agitate. We can't do that. We can't always struggle, or like we can't always fight for uh, the right which we are entitled to. So we need representation of marginalized community, or like the Dalits, Adivasis, like all of them in the political leadership. the power has to be distributed equally to the people. It should not be, concentrated on one community or the other community. It has to be equally distributed. Then only I think, there will be a equal society. But it will be, I don't know when it is going to happen. We all have to still, fight for all this, and we have to still struggle to, you know, go forward or to live. The everyday life is actually a struggle. I have actually a participant telling that, you know, each and every day, whenever I go to Panchayat, I had to, think about what kind of fight today is going to happen. So it's like they have to, go through all these things, and still, yeah, being a, you know, Dalit woman is not that very easy. Or like we have to always, go through some or the other struggle. Or being a Dalit itself is like, the struggle we are going through is not that, small. It's like, it's just, as you said, the iceberg is so big. And we actually need an inclusive politics, which have, equal power to uh, the each and every, community or people in the society. So that only bring a, better future. That's what I believe.
Yeah, Nithya, I totally
Okay.
agree and understand your point of view and your vision. To be very honest, I see every day so many cases, so many atrocities, and so many rapes in India of Dalit women, which is really disheartening.
Mm.
And one has to condemn these acts. And your
Yeah.
vision for more
Mm.
inclusive future is really important. And our audience are and the Dalit women and Dalit girls that need to hear this out. As we come to the end of this insightful conversation with Nithya Kontharmali, I cannot help but be inspired by her vision, dedication, and the profound impact of her research. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Nithya for joining us today and sharing her invaluable knowledge and experiences. Her dedication to understanding and advocating for the rights of marginalized communities is a testament to the power of the research in shaping a better future for all. To our listeners, thank you for turning into this inclusive interview series by SARIM. I hope that Nithya's insight have left you inspired and eager to explore the complexities of social issues for the marginalized communities. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember that each conversation can be a catalyst for change. Until next time, this is Hemanda signing off and reminding you that knowledge and understanding are the keys. And as Nithya said, education is the key to a brighter and more equitable world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.